talking about the latest toy news, checking in on the MOTU Origins crowdfunding, and all sorts of G.I. Joe and ham images. And with today's special guest host, Soundtracks with Birdman, we have the Birdman Daniel joining us today on Toy Habits Live.
And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat.
Hi everyone, I'm the Toy Sorceress, and with me is my special guest host, the Birdman from Soundtracks with Birdman, Daniel. How's it going, Daniel?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me on. If people do not know, today is Toy Habits' birthday. I'm hoping he's having a better day than what the carousel people did in Logan's Run. For those of you who've seen Logan's Run, I sent him that clip of them all going up in the carousel. I said, I hope you're having a better day than these people.
Yeah, I'm having a great day. And Michael is off celebrating his birthday with his family this weekend. So Daniel was kind enough to sit in and guest host for him. So we're very happy to have you here with us. Let's go ahead and say hi to the crew and also check in and say hi to the chat as well. So want to give a big shout out to our Toy Habits crew members. Thank you all for supporting the channel. You guys are incredible. And a lot of you are out there on the chat. Now we have a huge list, so I can't read them all off individually. But thanks so much for your support. We have the best crew out there. And I want to give a huge happy birthday to Michael. Hope you're having fun. I know he's at a football game or something right now. So Michael, if you're watching on the replay, I know he's at a game right now, so he's not watching live. But wishing you a very, very happy birthday. You got Fangor and Frogmonger out there cheering you on. So that's wonderful. Let's go ahead and say hi to the chat real quick. We got a super chat. Yeah, and we do have a super chat. So let's start out with the super chat, and then we're going to check in with everybody out there. I want to say a big hello to Matt Bush sending $4.99. And thank you so much for the super chat, Matt. Happy B-Day. Catch the replay. That's very nice of you, Matt. Really appreciate it. Let's see who else is out here. We have Bash Studios is in the house. Wookie Sasquatch is here. We got Speaking Moistly is also in the house. Crew member Brick Something. I just hung out with Brick this morning on a stream with Ken on Toy Connections. Very happy to see you in the chat, Brick. We also have, who's this guy? Soundtracks with Birdman. That's you, Daniel. Very nice to see you as well. And I'm just scrolling down here. Clint Jorgensen, crew member in the house. Clint is awesome. And we also have Joe Coleman, another crew member in the house, saying, Toy Habits time. Hello to Toy Services. Happy birthday to Michael. Joe, great to see you. That's awesome having our crew members here. And we also got Robert Alessandrini in the house. Cobweb Collector is here. Paul Morales is also in the house. We got Damian Ristori is here. And J Mac 77 is in the house. Silver K, good to see you in the chat. Silver K crew member. Smack that like you all. Good to see you, Silver K. War Journal Toys is also in the house. Rabbit McGavin is here. Hello to everybody. Crew member Giraffe is in the house. Crew member Giraffe is hilarious in our Discord. We got to see you in that hot tub, Giraffe, someday. We got Master Bristle Toy Hunter. Good evening, Sir Eldor. How are you doing? Black Phoenix 77 is also here. Andrew Davis is here. We got Cute Cult. And there's so many people in the chat. Jenny Rodriguez is also in the house. Good to see you all. I think I got everybody. I got Black Venus 77. Hello to everyone. Good to see you all this week. I thought because we have Daniel here, I didn't want to launch into some total deep dive conversation. Want to keep it light and fun and easy for Daniel to hang out. So what we're going to do is we are going to recap this week's toy news, go over how the MOTU crowdfund is doing, and lots more. So let's head over to our Toy Habits website and check it out. Let's look at the Eternia's Choice fan vote and see how this is going. If you want to cast your vote, the Eternia's Choice fan vote ends tomorrow, Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So if you haven't cast your vote yet, go ahead and do so. We do have a link to cast your vote on our website in this article. And if you scroll down and you see where it says either vote here or hit the vote here button, if I click it, it's not going to work because I've already voted, but it will bring up the 5 choices and we'll run through those really quickly again. I don't know if you voted yet, Daniel.
I did.
You did? Okay, great. And we'll talk about that soon. There was the attack track vehicle, the snake layer, which is really cool. We had the Doom Tower, which is basically the fright zone from the Filmation cartoon, with Hordak's throne room in there, which was awesome. The vintage style fright zone playset with the snake coming out of the snake puppet coming out of the cave and all. And we also had, this is the attack track I mentioned before, and it's got a little mini regular version of the Mattel vintage attack track coming out of the back, which is awesome. Filmation style attack track. And we had the Horde Command Crawler, which is this awesome tank. Someone posted.
How big is that? I mean,
that was hilarious. Good.
Did they put like the dimensions on that? That looks huge.
No, they actually have not posted dimensions on any of these, and they haven't even posted anything to help us figure out what the scale is going to be, like another figure next to it or anything. So we actually don't know how big these are going to be. We've just got these concept images, and I want to plus in a super chat real quick from Raph Mace. Thank you for the $2. And Raph Mace says, "Hey folks, hope all is well. Good to see you in the chat." So Daniel, why don't you tell us what you voted for and why, and I will do the same thing, and then we can check in and see where our unofficial poll is at.
I voted for that Snake Castle because it looks cool. It looks like it could cross over for G.I. Joe or Sectars or maybe in Humanoid. Yeah. And I like that Doom Tower thing, but it looked kind of small to me. If it looked bigger, if they put some dimensions on it, it was 36 inches tall, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. But it just looked really petite.
It's kind of anemic, like skinny, right?
Yeah, you need like an all-you-can-eat beef buffet or something. Put some weight on. Yeah. So I went with the Fright Zone.
The Fright Zone and the Snake Layer, very cool.
Yeah, I was afraid that big face tank was just going to be like this. Just looks like really huge.
Yeah,
and the attack track looks nice. It reminds me of a Lost in Space vehicle. It does look like the cartoon, though. I will give it that. But that Snake Castle, that's the bee's knees.
Yes, it absolutely is. And I voted twice. Once on my internet Microsoft
VPN, baby, VPN.
Chrome. Yeah, because I couldn't decide. But both times I voted the first time for the attack track because it's never been made. I think it's awesome to get a Filmation attack track and the Snake Layer playset because that one it totally fits in with the other MOTU playsets that we have with Castle Grayskull, with Snake Mountain. It's that very classic clamshell design with the cool exterior, and then it's got a world happening around in the back.
And you could use that with your Dungeons and Dragons figures.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I also really wanted the vintage Fright Zone, so I couldn't decide between the two. And so my second vote was vintage Fright Zone and the Snake Layer playset. But both times Snake Layer was included. So what we're gonna do right now is I actually got to put in a vote for something. So we'll just hit these two just for fun. But this is our Toy Habits unofficial poll. And we have a lot of votes on here. I think there's 626 votes already on our unofficial poll, which is great because now we're going to be able to see a really good sampling, in terms of percentage wise, what the fans are headed for, because 600 votes it's quite a bit just to see a nice sampling of where people are thinking. And so you can see out of those 600 votes, the snake layer playset is up ahead at 32%, and then followed by a close second at 22% is the Fright Zone and Doom Tower playset. So these two are 21 and 22. They're really close. I'm kind of surprised that the Doom Tower came in third. And then the attack track's only at 15, and the Horde Command Crawler, unfortunately, is down to 10. I thought the attack track was going to do better, like be more on top. I'm actually shocked that the Doom Tower playset is doing as well as it is. So maybe it's a lot more popular than we thought, and it's kind of neck and neck with the Fright Zone. So, Daniel, what do you think about these results so far?
I think the Snake Castle's a done deal. I think, that's definitely going to make it.
Yeah.
I guess we still got some play for second place, but I would like to see the Fright Zone more than the others.
I would too, because the vintage one's so fragile, and that tree is like really brittle. You can't ever find one complete with a snake that's intact. The little snake puppet. It'd be great to get a new one. I mean, to me, I don't think that one needs to be a crowdfund. That could be a slam dunk as a retail release.
Like what, like $80? You think?
Yeah, easily, just like they did, Snake Mountain. Yeah, but I mean, if this is the only way we're going to get the Fright Zone, then so be it. But the Snake Layer playset's on top, and it's doing really well. And let's check in with the chat and see if you guys have cast your vote already. Let us know what you voted for, and we want to see, what you guys think is going to come out on top. So put that in the chat right now, and then we'll check in with you guys in just a minute. But these projects, these are all incredible. I think maybe like the Horde Command Crawler is coming in last because we are getting a Hiss tank. And this is cool, and it's a lot more detailed, but it's like a similar configuration of the vehicle. So, people just spent their hard-earned money on that, and maybe they wanted to see something different. So it looks like the play sets are doing the best. Let's check in with the chat and see where you guys are at.
The tank looks like the most expensive item to me. If this is large as it looks in that picture, I could see that being $500.
Oh yeah, because it's big, and if you consider the scale of a regular attack track, which is about like yay big, to fit in the trunk of that thing, it means it's huge. So, I mean, I'm not talking Thunder Tank huge, but it's pretty big. It would be pretty damn big. So I'm just checking in here. We got Robzilla says Fright Zone and Doom Tower. Dwayne says attack track. Allison Troy, good to see you. Crew members in the house here voted Doom Tower and Snake Lair. Taco voted Snake Lair. Damien voted Horde Tank and Attack Track. Danny Phillips, good to see you. Another crew member in the house. Doom Tower and Horde Tank. That's awesome. Bash Studio says that he has a Fright Zone and Command Crawler. What's that mean? Sorry, Doom Tower, you may be cool, but you'll have a lot of money, and at least the Fright Zone could be cheaper. So true. War Journal says Snake Lair and Fright Zone. Seems the Snake Lair has been very common for a lot of people. Robert Alessandrini says it's a tough choice, and I would love the attack track, but Fright Zone and Snake Lair are my top two choices. So I wonder how Mattel is going to handle this. Stephen Leahy also says Snake Lair. JMax77 said Snake Lair and Doom Tower for my baddie homies. That's hilarious. Brick something. What'd you pick? Doom Tower and Snake Lair. Very cool. Giraffe says give us a 2K value of Fright Zone Horde rule and deserve the best crib. Absolutely, they do. Dan Diego, another great crew member of the house. Dan, good to see you in the chat. Me and Dan were actually texting with each other earlier this morning. He picked the Fright Zone and the Snake Lair. That's wonderful. And Thomas also picked the Snake Lair and the Fright Zone. I love that. That's great. Clint, what did you pick? Attack track all the way and write in for Skytree. I wish they had a writing category. That would have been pretty cool. So this is going to be very interesting, and the vote closes tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. If you had not voted yet, go to toyhabits.com, go into our Eternia choice article, and just scroll down to where it says vote here. You can cast your vote through this link. Make it super easy for you guys. And we're going to be interested to see what Mattel says. Are they going to be producing the top two? Or did they just want to give us two choices and they're only going to go after one for the crowdfund? I don't know. Daniel, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think they're going to be making two different
I think if you don't give us both, I think you're kind of slapping collectors in the face. Don't tease us.
Yes.
And then be all like, oh, well, thanks for the info. We'll look into this later. No, you got to capitalize. It's like whenever, like Monday, this thing's tomorrow, right? Yeah. So Monday morning, they need a live stream like, hey, these are your top two votes. We're going to get to work on these. And we're going to kick in number 3 as a retail somewhere.
Maybe what they can do is do like the top choice first, and then like 6 months later, as a second crowdfund, work on the second one, so that we have both as a possibility that they're going to do, and then give some people a chance to buy both and not have to spend the money so close to each other. That would be great. And Joe, you make a really good point. Write in for Eternos. How is Eternos Palace not on this list? I'm still shocked because they've hinted at it and teased us several times on the card art, and then it wasn't one of the choices. I'm like really, really surprised that it was not on there. Maybe they have other plans for Eternos Palace. I don't know.
Well, we still don't have a Crystal Palace for She-Ra.
We don't have any other pop characters in the Origins line, basically. I mean, there's the Filmation Hordak that came in the PowerCon exclusive set, and then, multiple other versions of Hordak, but those were all from the vintage Motu line, and She-Ra. That's it. We still need some pop figures, so they got to build that out, too. I would love a Crystal Castle. That wasn't on the list either.
I just, for fun, I looked at a Crystal Castle on eBay, and it's kind of hard to find one that's completed.
Yeah. I mean, that would be very, very cool. I've always wanted it, and it's like it's a hard piece to get. And again, if they could have made a new version of that, maybe incorporated. We did actually have a concept of that. Now that you bring it up, and it incorporates the Filmation version of the Crystal Castle and the vintage playset. And I apologize, I'm going to scroll all the way down our article. It's down here near the bottom.
Does anybody in the chat own a Crystal Palace? If so, we'd love to hear what your thoughts on it are.
That would be very cool. I thought, oh, you know what? I apologize. It's in our speculation article, which is right here. Oops. I could have just went to it through the quick link. It's in this one. So this article was a lot of fun because here's where we speculated what might be on the list, and we got a few of these right, which was hilarious. But we got the Fright Zone right. We got Lady Slither's lair on there. No dinos, no Crystal Castle. We did get the vintage Fright Zone, so we did guess 3 of them, 3 out of the 5, which was incredible. But no Eternos Palace. So let's go ahead and check in on that Crystal Castle. It's way at the bottom of this post. Sorry, guys. This post is a lot of fun if you want to read up on all of these items. All the things that could have been. I mean, look how cool this Fright Zone concept is, and it's got kind of like the vintage one built into the rest of the Doom Tower, which would have been really cool for them to do in their design. Like Mattel could have taken a nice cue from that. But it didn't happen, unfortunately. And this is She-Ra's Crystal Castle is shown on the Filmation cartoon, as we all know and love. So right here, this concept was incredible because it incorporated the Filmation Crystal Castle, and as the second half of the clamshell, it looked like the vintage playset, which this would have been really cool. This was a concept for the Classics line.
What do you think that would run? About $150, $200?
$200 if it's a crowdfund. Typically, the crowdfunds will have a lot lower manufacturing the MOQ quantities because it's not going to be made for mass retail. And so the price tends to be a little higher than as opposed to, say, something like Snake Mountain, which will be sold all over retail, and they could get it for a lower price. So yeah, $200 makes sense. But this one would have been a really, really cool set to get. Oh, it's nice to dream.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I want to switch gears real quick, and we are going to head over and see the last two parts of Stolen Part 2 and Part 3 were released by Mattel. And if you guys remember, these were the awesome stop motion videos by Justin Rash, who did these incredible stop motion MOTU Origins videos. And let's go ahead and review these real quick and see if we see any hidden messages. We can go back and review. They're real short, so we'll take a look at them in succession. So Stolen Part 1, 2, and 3, and then we can talk about it on the other side. Oh, my volume is off. I apologize for the sound.
Skeletor is like such a badass in this video.
I know. There it goes. There goes Rattler. I love that. So,
and when is that Mondo Skeletor shipping out, anyways?
that's a good question. I think in the spring, if I'm not mistaken, or is it? I don't think it was November. I got to go back and look. I get that confused with a couple of the other items. But let's talk about what happened in this first episode, or this first installment. We have Snake Armor Skeletor going up against King Hiss and his Snake Men. And the Snake Men seem to daze Skeletor with their venom, and King Hiss is able to take his Havoc Staff and Power Sword away from him, and he seems to reign. And now in Part 2 is the interesting part here, because that story continues. And in Part 2, we start with Snake Armor He-Man and Snake Armor Skeletor that are in captivity in a jail cell. And I don't know how Snake Armor He-Man gets here. They didn't ship.
I mean, he should be like, hey, man, let's just get out of here, and then we can fight later.
Yeah. I mean, these are incredible.
That's a bitch move right there, choking him out with your chain.
Yeah, I know. He's like coming after him. Throw some dirt in the face. I love that.
Dude.
Like, I don't think so. And you guys noticed that Mechanic had peeked in the window earlier, right? Now he's coming to break him out, and they're running into Lady Slither and her army of snake men. And so that brings us into Part 3, which was just released. And we'll take a look at what happens there. This is really cool that, they're incorporating some of these vehicles and stuff. But Part 3 is interesting because there's a whole, there's kind of a change in who's teaming up together. And it's very interesting to see. So here we go with Part 3. So you got He-Man and Skeletor kind of, combining their efforts against the Snake Men, which are now a completely separate faction that they're both battling against. He just gave Banger his. There goes Snake Face.
And why can't Netflix make something this exciting?
That's weird. And so Snake Face is turning everybody to stone. And look at that. Oh man, poor Mechanic. Lady Slither took over the Ground Ripper. And so now He-Man is stuck in Squeeze's grasp. And he gives a look over to Skeletor. Skeletor takes off in the Ground Ripper, headed towards Snake Mountain. And now it's to be continued again. So I don't know how that's going to end, but that was pretty cool that they incorporated all of those the Snake Men in there. What do you think, Daniel?
I'd like to see that in a live action movie directed by Michael Bay.
There you go.
Yeah. Next summer, make it happen.
Absolutely, that would be awesome. Yeah, these are a lot of fun, and I'm sure the stop motion videos, they take a lot of time and a lot of work. Justin Reich, we've got a link over to his Instagram page. Check him out. He does some really, really cool stuff. He did the original stop motion videos for MOTU as well. So this is a brand new set. And the level of creativity and detail that he has on these is just, out of this world. Using the actual figures, and I don't know, it's a combination of, claymation and some other tricks that he has up his sleeve to be able to get the figures to bend and articulate and move the way he does on these. But they're awesome. I love these videos. They're so much fun. Yeah, Damien says, Squeeze to the rescue. Yeah, to the rescue for the Snake Men. Oh my God. So much fun. But if you want to check these out and watch them all for yourself, we've got all three of them here on the website. And then
I saw Rob 2023 says I would totally watch a series done like this. And I'm like, yeah, it would be pretty awesome.
Did you start his comment? I would love to.
I don't have the power to do that.
Oh, okay. I'll take a look. Rob 2023. It's probably back here somewhere. Yeah, but I would absolutely love to see like a little half-hour series or something done this way. It would be so much fun. Any kind of animated series. But I think the problem is there's so much work for just a minute worth of video. I'm sure this took weeks for him to complete each of these different stop motion videos with hours and hours of work. So they're just so labor intensive, but they're wonderful. And if you want to check out cool still images from the videos, because sometimes it's hard to keep up with what's happening as it's going through, we do have all of those captured on our website as well, and with a little synopsis of what's going on in each of the videos. So that's a lot of fun. So go ahead and check that out. I can't wait to see what happens in the next part. I wonder if we're going to get any hints of anything new to come, because all of the figures and everything that was in there, we already have seen. These have all been released, and I didn't really see any new teases in this one, but still a lot of fun to watch. Awesome. So
was it the Filmation cartoon that got you into He-Man, or was it just seeing the toys on the shelf?
No, the Filmation cartoon. I used to come home from school and I would watch He-Man and She-Ra, one back to back, and I loved both of them. And it was just characters I always grew up with. So it's just part of our childhood. It was in our lexicon and just something that was part of our pop culture and just part of society. So it's just characters I always loved. How about you?
I saw Skeletor on the toy shelf, and I was going to buy a G.I. Joe that day, but I was like, Mommy, can I have this guy? I didn't know anything about him, but I'm like, this guy looks cool. And I took him home, and I integrated him with the G.I. Joe guys, and I read the little comic book that he came with, and and then the cartoon came out. I'm like, well, the comic book's better than the cartoon. So I was never a big fan of the cartoon. I like that comic book.
Really?
That they came with. Yeah.
I love the cartoon. I absolutely love the cartoon. And I did get a She-Ra for my birthday. I forgot how old I was. But the one with the rooted hair, and I absolutely loved that toy. It was one of my favorite figures growing up.
I did like the She-Ra cartoon though. I will admit that. Yeah. I was the only guy in my class to watch She-Ra and figure skating, and I'm like, I would get made fun of for it, but I'm like, guys, I don't know what your problem is, but I'd rather look at She-Ra and female figure skaters than football dudes. Call me crazy, but
hey, whatever makes you happy. I mean, it was a great show
She-Ra made me very happy in 5th grade.
That's awesome. It was a really, really good cartoon series, and it had like a lesson, and it had people, like the rebellion fighting against the evil horde. So there was, good versus evil, and the gang like pulling together against like a common foe. I mean, it was really
kind of like a Star Wars story with swords and unicorn.
Exactly, you can't go wrong with that.
It's hard to. It would be hard to.
Yeah. So now let's switch gears, and we're going to talk some G.I. Joe. The new wave, I think this is wave 5 or wave 7. So sorry, wave 7 of the G.I. Joe reaction figures is now hitting shelves. Michael actually did this in-hand review because he picked up a set at the Super 7 store in San Francisco, which he so graciously surprised me with. So he's going to be shipping these off to me. Very nice of you, Michael. Thank you so much. He called me up. He was there for a work trip, and he's like, "Oh, I'm in the Super 7 store, and there's which ones did you want?" And I told him, like 4 or 5 of them. And then I asked him, "Hey, let me send you some money to get these." He's like, "No, I'm sending you these as a thank you because you've been working so hard." And I'm like, Michael is so sweet. So that was like really, really nice of him. But this latest wave has some really cool figures in it. I've been waiting for Hawk for a long time. So Hawk looks awesome. He does have a removable helmet on him. I can't wait to get this one. And he comes with his classic leather jacket and camo pants. So this figure looks absolutely great. Do you collect the reaction figures at all, Daniel?
I bought Quinn. That's the only one I bought. I did buy Ninja for Toy Habits because he hates ninjas. So I sent him a ninja out of spite. But awesome. I had to buy Quinn because he was one of my favorite characters as a child. Never had a figure. Was never in the cartoon. But that comic book, my grandmother would read me that comic book every month. And I loved Quinn and Dr. Venom, that storyline Marvel did. That was my G.I. Joe. And when Quinn died, I cried. I wept like a 7-year-old. Hey! Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah, kitty cat or something in there. But these new figures look really great. I mean, look at the paint apps and everything. Their reaction figures aren't for everybody because they're only 5 POA, but they have a soft part in my heart because I love, the Kenner Star Wars action figures and those original vintage. Yeah. So these absolutely remind me of them.
Did you get the Arctic Rescue dog sled team?
My husband got me that for a birthday gift. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good husband. You should keep him.
Yeah, I know. He is nice. This was very sweet of him. I really like this new G.I. Joe pilot. He looks pretty cool, and he's got like a face mask that lifts up. He looks great, and a little breathing tube that connects to his helmet. This is a really cool one. They do a lot of deep cuts.
We should have that in classified form within a year.
I know. And look, we got Buzzer in the reaction line first. So you know what the neat thing is about these? I think they're kind of a precursor to some stuff that Brian Flynn is thinking about doing for the Ultimates line, because he tests them out. He does them in the reaction line first, and then kind of translates the characters over to the Ultimates line. So Buzzer looks really cool. He's got his little like buzzsaw, rifle there, which is awesome. Love that. He has a little skull and crossbones there.
That was the only Dreadnought I ever had, aside from
really?
D'Artagnan and Zorana. Yeah, I never liked the Dreadnoughts. Chat, please don't hate me. They just weren't my cup of tea.
Dreadnought hater, just kidding. I actually really like them. I have a collection of most of the vintage Dreadnoughts, which I absolutely love. And then this one, the Crimson Guard. I mean, you can't go wrong with
Army build. Army build.
Yeah, and he looks just like the cartoon, which I love. So all of these reaction figures are Sunbow inspired. So they're inspired by the cartoon versions of the characters. So they look different than what the vintage figures look like. Of course, this Crimson Guard has the blue trim on his outfit, which is awesome. With a big silver Cobra logo, comes with a red backpack. I mean, he looks really, really great. So this is an awesome wave. You know, they included barbecue in this wave, and then there was an episode that had like a robot Cobra Commander in Funhouse. So that was what this one is made after. And I can't tell if he actually has articulated knees and arms on here. It's because I do see some cuts in it, but I don't know if that's just the shape for the robot, which it might be just part of the mold, because they are, after all, 5 POA figures. But he does look really cool. So fun wave of these. And the next one we're going to dive into is, we got some really cool in-ham images of the classified nunchuck. I'm just going to pop into that article real quick. I want to give a big shout out to SB Toys for posting these images of nunchuck, and he's looking really cool. This was one where I think there was just too many figures coming out at the same time, so I originally ordered it, and then a few weeks later, I had a feng shui attack, and I was like, I gotta cancel some of my pre-orders. I'm like buying a house. I can't.
We've all been there.
he unfortunately didn't make the cut, so I canceled my pre-order on him. But he looks pretty cool. What do you think of Nunchuck?
He's not for my time period, but it's a good looking figure.
Yeah.
It's more like military commando looking than it is ninja. But it's a good looking figure. It could easily be an army builder. I think you could get him and customize and paint him black or like navy blue and make him a Cobra very easily. I think there's a lot of options for the guy. He's just not on my radar, so it was an easy pass for me. I can't buy everything. I'm sure we're all in that boat. You got to make decisions sometime, somehow, some way, or the bankruptcy court will do it for you. So, but no, I liked it. It's a nice looking figure. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I was kind of the same way. But seeing these photos, I'm like, oh, he looks kind of cool.
Man, just like throw dual Uzis in his hands right there, man.
Yeah. And I don't know if I don't think his little hat, his little headgear is removable, but it might be. It would look actually pretty cool, maybe without it. And then, because that is Storm Shadow's face, his head sculpt, with his hat on here, his little, I mean,
that could be a St. Patrick's Day Storm Shadow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you just take the headgear off, absolutely. So this is using his buck also. Pretty easy repaint. I like how he has the clips back here for his nunchucks. That looks nice.
Yeah,
that is really cool. So he's a pretty cool figure. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to pick him up after. And then we also there was several different G.I. Joe figures that have been coming out in fans' hands. It's incredible. They just do the name only reveals or the digital render reveals, and then like 2 or 3 months later, people already have them. And it's incredible how fast these are coming out compared to last year when we couldn't even get the Python Patrol and Tiger Force wave. You remember how long we were waiting for those? Forever, and they kept getting delayed, and now it's just like.
Remember when Major Blood was $40,000 on eBay?
What?
Yeah. There was a Major Blood action figure on eBay. He got up to, it was just over $40,000, and then the auction got full. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because I bid on it.
One of those in my hands
not that high,
last year, and I was like, in the store. I was in a Target store early last year, and I was like, do I want to spend the money on him? And I just left him on the shelf, kicking myself. Absolutely kicking myself. But we got some really cool photos. Thanks to Renee Castro of on the Crimson Viper. He looks really cool with the rest of the Crimson Wave. Looking incredible here, and love how this figure is coming out. It's a simple repaint, and we got some more photos here as well. I can't find the name right now of the collector who posted this one. But I think it's at the top of our article. My apologies, because I do want to give credit where credit's due. Stan Chan, who also posted some really cool pictures, and I think some of these people are overseas, so they're getting the figures early. But the Crimson Viper looks really great. Just it's a simple repaint. He comes with all the same accessories as all the other Vipers came with, but you can't have too many Vipers, right?
I don't get a Viper vibe from looking at him. I get like a tactical Crimson Guard vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're gonna send the Crimson Guards out to like kick ass and not take names, that's how you would dress them.
Yeah,
I don't see a Viper when I look at him.
Yeah, let me go ahead and fix this screen share. My apologies, everybody. I had a technical glitch. So let's see if we can get this back up and running. Oh, it's blank. 1 second. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He does look like that. Look, these photos are great. I actually really like how he looks with his little neckerchief with the blue against the red. That looks great. And I typically don't display my Vipers with their neckerchief for the other versions. Usually just leave it in the accessory bin.
I mean, from a practical standpoint, there's not much point when you got that helmet. I mean, nothing's getting through that helmet.
Yeah. And the goggles. The goggles.
And the goggles. I don't know why you need the goggles over the faceplate, but hey, redundancy is okay. It's okay. Not hurting anyone.
Yeah, I can't have too many Vipers. So this is a really cool figure. Looking forward to him. And the other one that just actually was shipping out to a lot of collectors is the Cobra Valkyries. And surprisingly enough, they sold out. People were having a hard time getting them. I guess these figures were a lot more popular than we thought they would be. I mean, they did really well. So we have the first female Cobra Troopers. It's part of the line. They look really cool. And then we have this collector, Justin Ernut, that posted some really awesome photos and is totally army building these. You got a whole army full, of the Valkyries. And the neat thing is they come with the two different color. There's two skin tones and also two sets of gear. So you have the black colored web gear and you have the tan kind of colored web gear, so you can display them in two different looks, which I think is really, really cool. So those are looking wonderful. That's the package art, which is awesome. You can see the digital rendering. There's a dog in the background. Is that Junkyard back there or Mutt? Sorry,
it's too small. My screen to make out.
Yeah, it's hard to see. I don't know if they're lurking back there, but this figure looks great, and it looks like there's a second head in there that you can change. It looks like she's wearing goggles and kind of like a little breather mask, which is awesome. And there's some views mixed in with some Cobra Troopers and officers in there, which is awesome. Oh, sorry, my apologies. That's the next one we're going to talk about. So this is a really cool figure. I don't know if you guys in the chat have gotten this one yet. He wears it for the ladies. Silver K is cracking him up. We talking doggies? Yes, we are. And yeah, the Trouble Bubble actually is shipping out. Trouble Bubble in hand as well. That's so awesome. Mine actually shipped out this week too, so can't wait to see those in hand. We do have some photos of the Trouble Bubble. Some people got super early. But
I got an alert saying Snow Job is shipping out on Monday from Hasbro.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I'm sorry?
Oh, sorry. I was losing your audio. Go ahead.
Oh, I got an alert from Hasbro saying Snow Job is shipping out on Monday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know if I got an alert on mine, but that's very cool. Snow Job's one that I was totally looking forward to. Are you really excited about that one?
I am. I that was one of the few Snow Joes I had as a child. Actually, that and the Snow Serpent were the only Snow Joes I had as a child. I live in Alabama, so I didn't see the point having them. But
that's so cool.
they did a nice job on his assortment of gear. I was very impressed with it.
Did you order the snow serpents as well?
I did not.
Aww.
No.
Because those are shipping too.
That was, I think there was concert tickets to buy that month, and it's like, you know.
So something had to give, and Silver Case says,
yeah, it wasn't going to be John Williams. So
yeah, well, you can't miss that. But
no.
Silver Case says we love a good snow job. Absolutely. That's awesome. Was it John Williams tickets that you were giving up, Daniel?
I think that month it was John Williams tickets I was buying. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There was another figure that just popped up out of the blue that surprised everybody, and that was the Parth Wolf Spider Varma, which is part of the Night Force. And this one just kind of came out of the blue, and it's this kind of stealthy new character with night vision goggles and some really neat gear.
Easy to army build.
Uh-huh.
Very easy to army. You can customize it. You can make that a Cobra without much effort, I would think.
Yeah.
Or an Iron Grenadier, because we haven't seen any Iron Grenadiers yet. What up with that?
Now I'm sure we'll get to them, right? Probably pretty soon enough, because they're giving us these like new deep cuts. So we got to start getting to some of those classic characters as well. But yeah, I mean, you can see a reuse of parts in terms of kind of the torso and the legs, but new web gear, new head, new helmet and backpack here. This is a reuse of Falcon's rifle, I believe. But he's looking pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about how he looks with his goggles down. I mean, it's kind of neat. I always prefer like to see the eyes.
That's pretty real world accurate though. So I can't really knock it too much because it's at least realistic. We can say that.
Yeah. Is this a reuse of Falcon's backpack with just some different coloring on it? Kind of looks like it. I'm gonna see if I have a back view. You can kind of see it here. Yeah, that is Falcon's backpack, and then they colored different color on the backpack of accessories and this little like.
Do you ever feel like a hit and run vibe off of that picture?
I absolutely do, because it would have been cool if he actually came with a rope.
Yeah, that seemed like a missed opportunity. I mean, string can't cost that much, Hasbro.
String's really cheap, and this is mostly like a repaint and a reuse of a lot of parts. They absolutely could have afforded to throw a piece of string in there, right? But it's kind of cool to just see like these figures that they weren't announced, no name only drops, no digital renders, no nothing, and then they just pop up in people's hands. So this was a cool.
Oh, Mr. Brick something said a comment in the chat at 6:45.
I think I lost your audio, Daniel. Brick something says, man, growing up with my vintage Joes, poor Baroness and Zorana were hella uncomfortable in the Cobra Sausage Fest. Seeing that massive army of Valkyries is rad. Brick, you're hilarious. Oh my god.
I guess they knew how Smurfette felt.
Yeah, she was in the same boat. Ionic Blood 666 says it does come with an extra rope. It does, but it's a molded rope that's already kind of wound up. It's not an actual piece of string. So I did see that on the box. You can see this piece of rope, but it's just like molded plastic. It's not like an actual rope that you can hang down, right? Doesn't look like it. So kind of a missed opportunity there. Yeah, I don't see it. There's an actual rope piece. So that one's very cool.
We got like 80 people in the chat.
Wow.
Hit the thumbs up, people. Leave a comment. Helps the YouTube numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last thing I think we wanted to just check in on, the Ghost funded. So congratulations to all of you who backed the Ghost. That was really awesome. I don't remember what it ended at, and I think you wanted to 20. Chime in on this one. Let's take a look at the final numbers, I'll just go ahead and head over to Hasbro Pulse. I don't know what it ended out at. I know it was at like 18,000 the night just before it ended, and I think it ended probably at like 22 and change, something like that. Oh, 21,768. Totally hit. Totally.
What do
hit.
you think about that? Did I back it? No. I don't think I've ever backed a HasLab. I've thought about it. I've pondered it, but I've never done it.
I've backed several of them. The Hiss Tank, of course, the Sky Striker, the Dragonfly. So
I wish I got the Sky Striker, but I didn't.
I love the Sky Striker. That is just incredible.
Thank you for the salt in the wound. Appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry. I think Michael had some extra ones, but he might have sold them. He already
took care of that. Bastard.
But you can still pick them up for retail, I think.
Yeah. What do you think about that Giant Man HasLab they just dropped?
So yeah, we were actually talking about that this morning on Ken's stream on Toy Connections. Big shout out to Ken from Toy Connections. If you haven't watched his channel, make sure to check it out. I was on there with Brick Something and Oz from Ostradamus Toys. Brick Something from Brick Something's YouTube's channel, and we had a great discussion on the Giant Man here. I think he's really cool. I think for me, I'm not totally into Marvel. I love like the mainstream Marvel characters. I don't know a lot of like the deeper cut characters. So Giant Man doesn't resonate personally with me too much. I mean, I love Spider-Man. I love all of like the X-Men and the Avengers and stuff like that. But Giant Man's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. But as a figure, I think he looks really cool. Super, super articulated, and for $199, he's awesome. But he has some really, really great articulation. All his little fingers are separately articulated. You can see right here in his hands. I don't know why this is just incredible. Like every single joint moves, which is awesome. Super articulation in his feet and everything. The only thing on this one is that the stretch goals are just like some extra face plates. I think they would have done better, and I apologize why they're not loading up. It's kind of slow, but they would have done better, I think, including some additional figures with it,
like rather than face maybe.
Plates. Yeah, some more unique characters, and I think it's still going to do well at $199. It's really attainable for a lot of people, and it's actually gone up about 400 backers since this morning. So it's got some legs on it. So what do you think of this one?
I was like, really? Like, okay. But, I know who Giant Man is. He's, Ant-Man in giant form, but is there enough demand to meet the goal? That's just, I say that and then watch you do 3 times that. I'm happy for the people that want it. I'm happy for the people that get it. I was just like, okay. How about Jim and the holograms? Can we get those instead? I know they're not Marvel, but I think that would make a nice HasLab. Give me Jim and the holograms and the Misfits. Absolutely. Yeah, or just the Misfits. I'll take them.
Yeah.
I don't need Jim. I want the bad girl.
Let's just get the rest of them. So hey Ken, good to see you in the chat. If you're up to it and you're feeling frisky, you're always welcome to jump in on the conversation. And Paul, I know you're joining a little bit late. Michael is on vacation for his birthday. It's Michael's birthday today, so happy birthday, Michael. And Daniel from Soundtracks with Birdman is kind enough to fill in for Michael as Michael is out having a wonderful birthday celebration with his family this weekend. So that is who is filling in down here, having a wonderful, wonderful time. So
Allison says she wants Jim and the Misfits and the stage and Synergy.
That would be so cool. There's a lot of great things that can come out for the HasLabs for Marvel. We're actually talking about it because they've done all giant figures so far, and they haven't really dived into a different form factor. And we're thinking, there's so many really cool things like play sets that they haven't delved into at all. Silver K says Ken's always feeling frisky. Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking, like, what if they did like an X-Men Danger Room? Like, how cool would that be as a HasLab?
Or the Jet.
Yeah, or the Jet. The Jet would be awesome. Blackbird.
Like what? 40? What you thinking? 48 inches or 56?
Are we talking sizes or Silver K?
No, we're talking the Blackbird Jet for
I'm totally kidding,
scale.
Daniel.
Yeah.
I'm giving Silver K some fun innuendo.
Oh, Robzilla and humanoids. Yes, Robzilla and humanoids. Can I please get some humanoids? But did you know that Super 7 bought the name, the copyright?
No, I had no idea.
I heard that on the internet. It has to be true. I heard it on the internet. Super 7 bought the copyright for humanoids. So, do we have some humanoids ultimates?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Absolute possibility.
I would crowdfund that tomorrow by selling my bone marrow.
Well, you know, Super 7 does make all of these various properties that we loved as kids from the 80s, and they are not afraid of delving into deep cut
They're
lines.
not. God bless them. Yes.
Yeah, I love that about them. I think it would be really, really cool. So yeah, this is a cool one, and there's still, you know, over 44 days left on the HasLab project. We'll see how it does. I mean, the sculpting on Giant Man is incredible, and this was done by the people over in the Gentle Giants, working with Hasbro, and you know the detail on him looks absolutely stunning. Like I really, really love how well they sculpted in, you know, like the texture on his outfit and all of the articulation just looks absolutely great. Just for me, it's a pass because this character doesn't, you know, it doesn't talk to me so much. But I mean, look at, you know, the detail on his outfit. Like
it looks nice. It looks nice.
Yeah, it really, really does. You know, look at that. Like you can see like the leather and like kind of his fabric of his outfit. That looks really, really great. They did a wonderful job on that. That's awesome. Anyway, so I don't know if do you have any toy hauls or anything you want to share before we start to wind down?
You know,
let's see what you got.
I got this to give to my mother so she can give it to me for Christmas this year.
Whoa! Let me put you on full screen, Daniel.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Oops. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Wow, that's awesome. So is that like a? Oh, it's a Lego.
It's the Lego Concorde. It's 42 inches long. I think the wingspan is 19 inches.
That's incredible.
2,083 pieces.
Ooh.
You're
going to be building that for a long, long time.
Well, yeah, probably so.
Hey, Rick, that's like right up your alley.
I saw the Google posting on it, and I'm like, you know, I always loved that plane. So it was $200. It felt like a splurge, but I'll get it for Christmas. So, you know, that's how I justified it.
That's awesome.
What about you?
I didn't get like a lot of stuff this week. It's been a little bit of a slow toy haul week, but I picked up a couple little vintage figures. So I got this really, really great condition. We'll switch over. Buzzsaw, a vintage buzzsaw from the Kenner line. He still works. All his little gears move. You pull his head. And of course, I do have the new Ultimates figure version of him coming out. And I opened up a Riddler that I picked up last week from McFarlane Toys, which is cool. I just got some like random stuff. Picked up an LJN Jimmy Hart, which is awesome, part of those figures. And then I was at Target and I saw this little 2-figure set, and I always loved this movie when I was younger. So I got this cute little like Aladdin set, which is I always loved the genie. I think he's just super cute. So I picked up this little set from Target this week. So that was kind of my toy hauls. It's been a slow toy haul week, but I've been trying to slow down on buying toys until after I move.
Understandable. Yeah.
But tell everybody where they can find you, a little bit about your channel, and to definitely
channel is
check
Soundtracks
you
with
out.
Birdman. I talk about film scores, film music. I haven't done much this year. I've had some health issues, and there's been a death in the family, and a good friend's wife died. A lot going on this year that hasn't been conducted to doing a lot of YouTubing. But if you like film scores, I'm probably one of the few guys on eBay that is talking film music. There's not a lot of us. But I of course, John Williams, Jerry Goldsmith, James Horner, Bernard Herrmann. I've always loved film music. It's probably my first love in life. I still like G.I. Joe, Transformers, okay, but for me, like, my heart and soul is film music, always has been.
That's awesome. I love that. So if you guys haven't checked them out, go to Soundtracks with Birdman YouTube channel. Check out Daniel on there. He does an incredible job, and I want to give you a huge thank you for being on the show today.
I've actually got my 3rd year anniversary show this Wednesday night, 7:30 Central.
Nice.
We're doing Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was the first show, and it's kind of like the yearly anniversary show.
Oh,
and also, let me plug something. Since it is Toy Habit's birthday, and Toy Sorceress is moving, so people need cash, and the Cat Slayer is still up and going, and the Ghost just closed funding. But the GoFundMe for them to acquire these fantastic toys that we can all, some of us at least, can vicariously live through, is still up and going. And if you got the link for it, Toy Sorceress?
I just dropped it in the chat.
Thank you.
And
you click the link, make a donation. If I get $200 in donations on that by Wednesday, I will match it 50%. So that 200 becomes 300 if it's done by Wednesday.
Wow.
And that would get us pretty close to reaching the goal of 1,000. I was trying to get 500 for both of y'all for your HasLab and your kitty cat lair. Y'all do a lot of work, put in a lot of effort. Great channel. Just a way for us to all show our love. And don't think you got to give a lot. If 20 people gave $5, that's $100 right there.
You are so sweet, Daniel. I want to give you a huge thanks to all of you who contributed. Huge thank you to you for setting up the GoFundMe. It was a huge surprise to us, and a huge help because there is a lot of resources and time and effort that go into putting this channel together and the website. And we do it out of love for our community, love for collecting, love spending time with all of you guys out there. And and it does take some resources. So this would definitely help the channel and help keep us going. We are and contributing to. Now I've got a huge financial commitment going, so I gotta kind of cut back on the toy collecting purchases. So every little bit helps. Thank you so much for setting that up.
Does.
So we did drop the link to that in the chat.
And just so everyone knows, the money goes directly to Toy Habits, and then he divvies it up with Toy Sorcerers. I don't see any of that. It goes directly to him. It bypasses me. I just have to GoFundMe, and I'm just here to ask y'all. $5, $3. Hello, Titus. It all adds up, and it all counts. And like I said, we get $200 in donations by Wednesday. I will match it 50%. So turn that 200 into 300. And I think that almost gets us to the goal of 1,000. We're what, $600, I think?
We're at 500 right now? Yeah.
Yeah. So I did want to give something back to y'all. I think y'all this is a great toy community. I don't feel much hate floating around in our group. And
everyone's so positive, and it's just
they
so
are,
wonderful.
And that's saying a lot for some YouTube people. I saw a YouTuber make a post the other day bashing some cosplayers, and I'm like, You got nothing
So
better to
nice.
do with your life than bash some cosplayers and you don't like their costumes? Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Sorry for the language, people, but yeah, I appreciate that everyone here is positive and we try to build each other up.
Again, thank you to everybody who did contribute. All of your names are on here. I really, really appreciate it. A huge thank you from me and Michael. You guys are incredible. Very, very sweet. And again, Daniel, so nice of you to set that up. We had no idea that Daniel was doing this. It was a huge surprise to us. So that was really nice of you. And again, before we log off, I want to wish my amazing partner in crime, who is off celebrating today, another very, very happy birthday to Michael. Hope you're having a wonderful time with the family. Thank you again, Daniel, for filling in for him. And thank you all in the chat for joining on this week's stream. And we will see you next week with another episode of Toy Habits Live. And before we go, I don't know if you had anything else to add. If not, we'll just,
don't shop. Keep listening to great film music. And everyone come by Wednesday night. If you like Raiders of the Lost Ark, it should be a fun time. It's probably one of my favorite John Williams film scores. It's probably one of the most perfect movies ever made. Who doesn't like Indiana Jones? We're not talking about that new garbage they put out. We're talking about the real stuff. So come by Wednesday night. Thank you for letting me get a spot with you today. It was fun. And take care, everybody.
Thank you. And I'm going to give a really quick shout out to our friend Ken and Brick and Oz from Ken from Toy Connections. We were on there all together this morning. Check out that stream. We had a really great conversation. Shout out to all three of them. Help support their channels. They're incredible YouTubers. And of course, our friends Mega J and John from Geek Dad Life. We all have a really wonderful community. Jay from GDL had me on last week, so thank you so much for allowing me to co-host. It was a blast. But just a great community, and you guys are all so wonderful and such great support.
And we just got some gifted memberships.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mr. Home Arcade gifted a bunch of memberships to people.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Home.
That is
Mr.
awesome.
Home Arcade. Yes.
Wow. Wow, let me take a look. I totally missed that. Oh my gosh. Is that one of the comments in the chat?
Mr. Home Arcade gifted 10 Toy Habits memberships.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
No, it's right there in big, bright green.
I am trying to scroll and find it on my chat.
705. 705. We got 10 new members because of
I am
Mr.
looking
Home
for it
Arcade.
because I absolutely need to share that on the screen before we go. Hold on, I'm scrolling.
Timestamp 705.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Home. Okay, huge thank you to you guys. I'm trying to find. Is it on like a chat, like a super chat?
Yeah. It's highlighted in the chat.
I'm trying to find it.
Well, it's highlighted in the YouTube chat. I don't know why it looks like in your chat you're in. But yeah, and everyone who got a gifted membership, those are good for 30 days. So you know.
That is incredible, Mr. Home Arcade. Thank you so much. You are an awesome member. Mr. Home Arcade, if you guys have not checked out Mr. Home Arcade, he has an awesome YouTube channel. He does some incredible custom work. I mean, he made me like a Leo MOTU figure, which was really cool. And he does some really, really great, amazing custom work. So sweet of you, like, to gift the 10 memberships. I apologize, I can't find that comment highlighted in here, but Mr. Home Arcade, you are so kind and generous. For some reason, it's not popping up on my list. So I'm sorry that I can't flash that on the screen, but thank you so much. Like, you are super, super sweet.
And he just commented, more people for those hot tub streams. Yeah, baby.
Heck yeah. That is so cool. Everyone's showing their love for Mr. Home Arcade. Like, you are incredible. That is.
And does he have a YouTube channel?
Or he does. He absolutely does.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone
check him out.
Go and subscribe to him. Click the bell notification. Share across your social media platforms, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Share, subscribe, like. Head over to Mr. Home Arcade. That is like super, super cool. And again, I apologize. I can't find it on
custom figures and commercials are amazing. All right.
That is so super cool. And people showing their love for Michael. Everyone showing their love for Mr. Home Arcade. That is really, really cool. You are so nice. And we can't thank you enough. And all of you guys out there, the whole community and everyone in the chat and everybody in the crew, all the love and support that you show to Toy Habits, we cannot be more grateful than we just love having you being part of our community and love all your support. You guys are just incredible and so much fun. Everyone just has such a great time, especially if you're interested in joining and being part of the crew. You can join on Toy Habits on YouTube from your desktop and just click on the join button and you can become part of the crew members, and everyone's still wishing Michael a very happy birthday. So with that,
don't forget, just give him $2 for his birthday on the GoFundMe. I'm serious. We hit $200 by Wednesday. I'm gonna kick in 50% of that, which would be $100, which would put it at $300. So make me spend some money I don't need to spend. Hello. And Titus says hello right there. So
there you go. That is awesome. Titus, say bye to the doggy. All right, y'all. I really appreciate everybody being here. And Mr. Home Arcade, you are incredible. Again, thank you so much for your generosity. That was super sweet of you. And we are going to catch up with all of you guys next weekend on Toy Habits Live. Thanks for being here. Again, happy birthday to Michael. And we'll see you guys all next time.